right, so hey, what's up, dudes? Of course, you know me, I am Piper Dandy. Welcome to my channel. And today I am featuring an amazing friend of mine named Chaz. Say what's up, Chaz.
Hello.
All right, so today we're gonna be doing a get ready with me. So basically, we're just gonna talk a lot of shit, and you guys are gonna be hanging out with me while I paint my mug and we get our chat on. So welcome. So I'm starting clean face, as you can clearly see. Extreme close up, there's nothing on my face. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna literally start with skincare and go from there. All right, so tell me some things.
I am actually interested to see what you do for your skincare because I have my own beliefs about it, but I've seen people get results from things that fall outside of what I believe.
Right,
at
like
this
your
point,
bubble?
And every time that happens, I'm just like, must know more. So what's this?
Well,
this is clearance. I saw this in one of your videos the other day.
I was luckily, you know, I inherited really amazing skin from my mom. So, like, she was one of those ladies that, like, you know, was like 45 and looked like 28. So it's like I got real lucky that I have her skin. So it's like I'm not wrinkly, like, you know, even though I'm 40, you know, I don't look 40. So it's like I'm not like, you know, and I don't tan or anything. Tanning's bad. Stay out of the tanning bed.
Oh God, guilty. Well, but not with the tanning bed.
No, yeah. I mean, if you go do things outside, that's different. But don't be like, bitch, I'm gonna go lay in a fucking bed and bake and look like shit, like chewed fucking leather,
And
like
toast.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't need anybody looking like toast. That's what they have bronzer for, honey.
This is the first summer that I've ever done it, but I once a week throw on my tanning oil and I lie out, and for the longest time I made sure, like I've never actually burned doing it, like I've made sure that
I wouldn't go any darker than you are now because you have really good complexion.
Darker than I am now.
You're like me, so you're super fair, so you just peel.
I plateau here.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that though, because like I love being this color, but now I'm like I've never been like kept up with a tan before, so now I don't know, like, what do I do? Keep it through the winter? You just or do I just go back pale again?
You just go back pale again, or you can do like, you know, like bronzer and spray tan. I don't suggest that though because it gets on your clothes and that's no good. All right, so because I'm not doing a everyday get ready with me, I'm going to use my nighttime primer, which is going to be the Hangover RX, which is really rad. It's by Too Faced. It's super good. It's one of and the moisturizer I use, of course, is actually a serum, and I use it in the mornings and at night. And it's from Clarins, and it's the Extra Firming Photo Serum, which I showed in a previous tutorial. It's a little pricey. She's a little expensive, but she's worth it, you know, because Mama's got mature skin. So you got to make sure you're keeping it high and tight. Anyways, and lots of people are like, I didn't use the primer, and I'm like, well then have fun with your shit falling off your face in about 3 fucking hours. You know, if you're just going to a photo shoot or you're doing something like for just a little bit, then yeah, I can understand. But if you're like literally, or if you're oily, like people are like, oh, I can't do this because I'm oily, oh, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, what do you think a primer is? It actually like stops the oil from coming through and, you know, melting your goddamn makeup off. So I just don't, I mean, like, hard eye roll to people that refuse. They're like, primer is a marketing tool. They just want me to buy more stuff. And I'm like, okay, bitch. Like, what? Like, okay. So when, like, you know, like a lip stain came out where you like, lip stains aren't cool. They're just a marketing tool. I just don't understand. I'm like, okay, whatever, bitch. Have fun with your face melting off.
I fucking love that primer.
I'm like, that primer's great. But there's a lot of other stuff that's total shit, but I love that primer.
Yeah, no, for real. I don't know if you can tell that I aim for a natural look because today definitely did not come off that way, but like...
Well, you have a natural glow to your skin.
Well, this is true. Because complexion is what I'm best at.
Yeah.
It's the part that I have like spent the most time working with.
And you're not like matte, and you're not like overly chalky looking. Like it looks like your neck.
Airbrush is what I aim for.
Yes. So like you want it to look like your collarbones, your neck. You want your ears to match your face. You want all of that to work out for you.
I spend a lot of time like this in the comparing.
Which sucks for like me and you because we're fair, so like if we're driving, our hands are going to be much more tan than our faces. That's just how it is.
And when we tan, we turn a different color, so I have to mix 3 foundation shades to get mine.
Yeah, the struggle's fucking real.
Oh my god.
So yeah. So as we know, I'm going to be using, let's see, what kind of foundation do I want to use? Last time I used the Clinique foundation I was telling you guys about, the redness control, because, you know, as you can clearly see, I am very fair, and because of that I get patchy skin, and I love to cover that up with a full coverage bitch foundation. But let's try something new today because, you know, we're going out on a little limb. What should I use? What should I use?
You have bunches.
Let's see. I know. We'll do like a Simple Bitch Island foundation. So this is for you broads that don't like to quote unquote put a lot on but still want to have coverage. So I'll do the CC Cream by It Cosmetics. So we'll get our IT on.
Does that still exist?
Yeah, it does.
Ulta just doesn't sell it.
Ulta doesn't sell it anymore. But it does. I think they got rid of the oil-free, but they still have it.
Because I feel like I remember when we did sell that, because that bottle's gorgeous.
Yeah, they don't have the oil-free. They got rid of this before I even started working there. So, shit. It hasn't been there in a very long time. But you can get it at Sephora and you can get it online.
I've been there for 2 years.
You can get it at Ulta.com.
Is it within the last 2 years?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Wait.
I'm interested to see how it performs, though.
Because I got it at Dillard's, is when I got it. When I worked for Dillard's before Ulta.
How long had you worked for Ulta before?
I must wet my beauty blender. BRB.
How long had you worked for Ulta before you worked at our store?
None.
Oh,
I came straight from Dillard's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go wet this guy. I'll be right back because you need to wet shit. Alright dudes, I'm back and now have my wet beauty blender. As you guys all know from my previous videos, you gotta wet that bad boy in order for it to not drink your product. Now what this is allegedly a full coverage tinted moisturizer, and I am an oily hoe, so I have to get the oil control one, or else it's gonna be a shiny goddamn hot mess. So this is a little darker than my normal complexion, which is why I never use it, but it's okay because we're gonna put it in the spots that I would normally contour, and I'm gonna put a lighter one around the corners that's also a tinted moisturizer. So, yeah.
I always appreciate an array of products because as
I use a lot, honey.
in the beauty industry, like when you come across like an effect that you weren't aware of, then you can just be like, can we save it? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Whips out another product.
Absolutely.
Or like 3 shades of foundation on and 3 different lip products.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, we will mellow out my edges with that new Juvia's Place foundation. Now I don't suggest this for your entire face because it gets like chunky monkey, but as long as it's not in any creases, you're going to be fine. Have you worn it yet?
I have not. I actually cannot stand that foundation.
It's okay. That's what I don't like it anywhere that my face moves because it'll like literally gather.
No, it's
like
thick.
Yeah, it's a lot. So like for instance, oh fucking lot, I could put too much on there. But it'll be perfect for like clearing out all this coverage or the color change. Because I can't have a goddamn orange jawline. Okay.
She's recovered.
I have recovered.
She's back, bitches.
Okay, now I am gonna let you in on a little tip. Not you, because I'm sure you already fucking know, but I'm talking about y'all. I'm gonna let you in, Helen, on a little tip. Now, all us people in the industry, or that have been, fans of cosmetics for a long time, know all about the amazing gifts of a paint pot. Now, what a paint pot is it's a MAC product, and it's supposed to be to keep your eyeshadow from creasing. And it comes in this little guy right here, and it comes in many different flesh tones. This one is my tone, and it's called Painterly. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it in your eye crease area to keep, before you put your shadow on, to keep your eyeshadow from creasing. So one day, someone along the lines of somewhere was like, you know what? If it keeps your eyeshadow from creasing, why wouldn't it keep everything from fucking creasing? So, oh my God, Oprah aha moment. So I literally put that shit everywhere. I put it under my eyes. I put it on the tip of my nose to keep from transferring. I put it on the tip of my chin, put it in my smile lines, put it up here in my eyebrow lines. So yeah, and it literally keeps everything from falling in creases all day long. But the key to it is you have to put a little teeny bit, like literally, you can't go overboard with it. You just take a synthetic fiber brush, go in, swoop, 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 and just dab it on anywhere that you crease.
So it's like a post-foundation primer.
Mm-hmm, yeah. It's like putting your foundation in a headlock,
The
basically.
secret to eternally lineless youth.
And this shit is waterproof.
Double priming.
Yeah.
Double priming.
So you could literally get wet. This would be great for photo shoots, like if you had to like be under rain or or if you were doing a movie and you had to get really wet, or if you're like, bitch, we're about to go on this date. I know he wants to go swim, but I don't want to need this bitch to know that I have acne. So I'm going to put this on after my foundation to make sure it locks on there.
They can't know that we have skin.
No, no one can know anyone has flaws ever. Sorry. Fuck being human. I need you to know that. So I literally just dab, and a teeny weeny bit will last like forever. Like, you don't need to pile it on. The more you pile on, you know, the more product you put on, the worse you're gonna look. So even though I may put many layers on, they're extremely thin layers of whatever I'm putting on.
I discovered that too. I go really hard with my skincare.
Yeah.
And then I literally apply as little of the products that I wear as possible.
Yeah, little teeny
oh my God.
Like, I don't know who ingrained in our souls that we needed to put fistfuls of shit on our face every day.
Every time someone says full coverage, I die inside.
I'm like, okay.
I just like, I hope they shear it out.
But they never do.
They don't.
They never do. And within an hour and a half, it looks like somebody literally took like a nail and scraped
oh, girl.
holes. Yeah, it's just
caked.
Yeah, caked for reals. So I am going to set.
I love that powder.
With the Do You. And it smells real good. And like I told you guys on my last tutorial, I love shit that has a good ambiance. So if it smells good, if it feels good, or even hell, it could taste good, honey, because you know I have that shit that you put in your junk and it tastes good.
Oh my God, that stuff's delicious.
It is, it's delish. So yeah.
Too Faced really comes through when we need a specific
when I need something trashy,
product.
yeah. I'm like, I need something super slutty. Let's go see what Too Faced has got. Yeah, so I'm just going to, anywhere that I crease, I usually just, you know, take a sponge and I will go a little harder with the set. So I will bake in that particular area. So I'm going to go under my eyes and I'll go in my creases on my forehead that I'm overly paranoid about. And
I don't know how I ended up this glowy today because I
it's great.
I just had bad lighting, but I thought I was
no, it looks great.
I am.
Bish, it looks
this is
good.
this must be how the Kardashians get it done.
Right. Have you seen their makeup artist? He's like
I haven't.
This super huge buff Italian dude. Yeah, he's out of control. He's like looks way like hyper butch. I'm like, ooh, okay, girl.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, he did a video with Tati, and that's where I saw him. I was like,
oh my God,
who is this butch fucking queen? And they're like, oh, it's the Kardashians makeup artist.
There's a small part of me that lives for Tati. I have to admit.
Well, she's got no qualms about fucking being a super bitch and ending lives. That's for goddamn sure.
This is true.
And a little bit of that. You know, I love that because, you know, I've been that bitch, so I can completely understand.
I mean, sometimes
when you've had a fucking enough and you're like, you know what? You know what, honey? You know what? It's a wrap. And I'm for that.
Oh my gosh.
So on one hand, I'm like, oh God, hard eye roll. She looks like a fucking Republican that wears a lot of Laura Ashley. But on the other hand, I'm like, wait, she's kind of fierce because she'll let you fucking have it. And I'm kind of into that. So I'm on the fence. I am subscribed. Hey girl, I'm subscribed to your channel, but I don't know. I am subscribed, so I guess I'm for it. I guess I'm about that life. I never know when she's gonna come for someone, and I'm into it. Ooh, her last video, she came for the House of Gaga for like all of her shit. She's like, this shit is overhyped. It's blah blah. It's total shit. I haven't
seen that one. I'm gonna have to give it a watch.
It's her latest one. I was like,
because I've seen all the reviews. I've seen all the reviews, and everyone is just blowing about
like,
how delicious.
Giving it a fucking hand job.
Because my thing is like, you can't come for Lady Gaga, but Tati said, I'm 100% that bitch. Oh my God.
She is that bitch.
Okay, now I'm glad that I found one that's worth watching.
Yeah,
this is gonna be the real
she is that bitch. Because I saw that Jeffrey liked it, you know, I saw Jeffrey's and he was into it. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, this shit's overhyped. Like, it even says it on the thumbnail. It's like, overhyped. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, girl, go for it. So yeah, that's one thing I do like about her.
I do owe finding my favorite mascara in the world to Tati, and I don't think it exists anymore, which is killing me.
Which one's that?
Buxom Big T's.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh my God.
You know what? I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh my God.
If you guys have seen that anywhere, like at any retailers or in any online, you know, place, please drop a line and let us know in the comments so that way we know where to get that stuff.
And snatch her up.
Yeah, we haven't been able to find it, so I haven't seen it in 100 years, and he's clearly looked for it and can't find it, so let us know.
Ulta just
share the wealth. Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, haters. I'm sad about it.
Hater McHatertons.
I bought the last one.
Meow, meow, meow. That's sad. All right, now that I've appropriately baked, I'm gonna go in and do the rest. And the fun part about this powder is A, it smells like strawberries, and I'm a slut for some strawberries, but it also like has like a glow to it. And even though I'm gonna put on a lot of fucking shit over it and like remove the glow, I like it for now. Like while I'm getting ready, I like to look at it while I'm getting ready.
It's about that moment.
Right, I'm in the moment.
We do it as much for us, more so for us.
Fucking A, I'm so more about like the preparation for the day
babies. Take care of your face.
100% self-care. Like everything about getting ready is all about self-care. If you think I'm walking out of this house with my face beat for fucking high heaven because I want to impress some dude or because I give a shit about what some broad thinks, then no, honey, you have me superiorly fucked up. I do all of this for my own well-being and just be like, yes, I feel good about myself, feeling myself, fuck yes, and I think all of you should be doing the same thing. Don't do that for others, do that for you. So if you wake up that morning and you're like, you know what, I want to put some fucking lime green lipstick on and everybody else be giving you crazy eye, fuck them. It's about what you think. If you think that you look amazing in that green ass lip, work it, bitch.
I've done that before. I showed up to work once with a bright ass pink and purple eye. I had lashes on as long as these. They were wings.
Yes, that's awesome.
I wore like a seafoam blue lip with big metallic like effect to it. I was living my best fantasy.
That's what I'm talking about. Live your best life through your terms, not anybody else's. Because you do your face for you. The minute you start doing shit for other people or the judgment of other people is the minute that you start losing at life.
You got that surprisingly close to your skin too. Like spot on, girl.
Yeah.
Work. I can see the luminosity of the setting.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. You've got this like satin.
It's like a little glow, yeah. So I contour because I have a weird skin tone, so I'm not, I'm like a blue-green pale, so any bronzer I put on to contour with looks so fucking orange on me. So I had to go and find something that isn't even a contour. I use what's called Moleskin, and it's an eyeshadow by MAC. Literally, I use this for almost everything. I use it for my brows, I use it in my contour, I use it all over the joint. And I don't think we've talked about any brushes that I've been using, but I use a combination of different brands for brushes. I use a combination of different brushes, whether it be synthetic fibers or natural fibers. Those, of course, both need different things for, different reasons to have different ones. So I'm using synthetic for this, and it is that Jeffree Star Morphe collab, the first one that he did. And I use a contour that's short and kind of flat, so that way you can get into a spot but without it spreading. Because if you were to do a contour with something like this fucking big, then guess what's gonna happen? Your whole goddamn cheek's gonna be fucking brown, and RIP, there's your funeral of your face because it just died because you killed it. So we nobody wants that.
I feel a little bit like you just came for me because I do use a bigger contour brush.
You also have a fucking
here's the deal. You're right, no, I do have a longer face.
Yes, I have like a little, like my head is abnormally small.
But I was about to literally just agree with you because I was like, one of the things that I've been learning is I've started using smaller brushes as well.
Yeah, I do baby contours, like little baby.
Yeah, I buff mine out all over because I aim for airbrush, but I have.
Yeah, you also warm your whole face up.
Yeah.
I don't really do that. I'll probably warm my hairline up and maybe my temples, but I don't mess with like your atypical warming of the face with a contour powder like lots of people do, which is awesome. And like I've said before a million times, what may work for the goose may not work for the gander, honey. So if it may be my bag and my thing, that shit may not work for you because you have a different face shape or you have different skin tones or whatever the case may be. All I know is like, lots of people have been like, what is it that you use for blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I guess I'll start making videos and I'll tell people what I make. I was like, or what I do. I was like, I don't know how well that's going to work for, the Italian chick asking me that has like super brown skin, but if you want to know what I wear, I'll tell you.
That is working out as a really cool tone bronzer though.
Yeah, it's like a clay like kind of color, so it's like not in any way like an orangey kind of color, so it works, so that way it's not
very taupe.
Yeah, it's like a taupey, dark taupe, so that way I can not look like an orange ass mess. Unless people don't.
I think I'm gonna have to do my face here in the near future again with less warmth and
just to see what it'd be like.
Yeah, well, because I haven't done that in a while, and I'm seeing that like
I like a cooler tone on my face,
but it also does
I'm
look
really
a little bit
fair.
more natural too.
Yeah, like so that way you don't look overly warm. And I mean, overly warm is good, especially in your summer months. Whenever you're like we were just talking about, like whenever you're getting ready for like short season and all that. I mean, I personally would rather get shot in the fucking teeth than wear shorts with bare legs. Like that ain't happening for me. But I mean,
I definitely just started the whole, like, booty short, well, as close to it, because here's the deal, when my dad was growing up, he used to wear shorts this short.
Child, I know, and the pockets are sticking out.
I know! Oh my God!
What about straight dudes in the 70s wearing crop tops?
Crop tops!
Yes, bitch! Yes,
they did it first! Oh my gosh.
So, anytime anybody comes at me or tries to come for me about certain gay fashions that are current, I'm like, motherfucker, how about you find out what
these facts.
Yeah, I'm like, how about you go through your family fucking yearbook and look at what your dad was wearing in fucking high school, and then maybe you should talk shit then. Because guaranteed he was wearing some bullshit ass crop top and some fucking booty shorts, because that's what they rocked in the day. So don't fucking come for that look, because honey, I guarantee you, your fucking business analyst straight ass dad has got the fucking same outfit on, but it was, 1977 or whatever. So yeah, there's that. Anywho, but because as you can see, I wore 2 different kinds of foundations. One was just a tinted moisturizer, one was like a super duper hardcore one. This shit's so massively thick that I didn't put on any concealer, because what was the fucking point? Like, it is like literally maybe the thickest foundation that I've ever come across in my life. Like, this would cover burn scars. Like, it is so serious. So because this has a consistency that's so gnar, no need for a concealer, no need for any of that, because like, that'd be overkill. And just because like on a normal occasion you would wear concealer doesn't mean you have to wear it every single day with every single product you use. So just, take that upon yourself. Like, use your own judgment on what you think is rad for you. Like, if in fact you're like, you know what, that was a little thick. That girl's a little thick. She's a thick girl. Maybe I should just rock it without.
I definitely completely agree. We're aiming for like beat to the gods, not beat to death.
Yeah, I don't want you to look like, I don't want mortuary makeup. Like, I don't want you to look like you've been beat for the casket, okay? Beat for the gods is not beat for the ground, okay? I don't need to know that, like, oh, she looks really dead, and like, oh my God, like, yeah, like, I don't want to, yeah, no ma'am. No ma'am. So now my next step is going to be blush and highlight. And I'm gonna use a different blush today, but I'm gonna use the same highlight. All right, where's my highlight?
Dead ass, I am wearing the Maleficent highlight from that exact same collection this very minute.
Love it.
Maleficent is frigid, she is a goddess, and she is goals, and honestly, I am living, oh my God, when the new movie comes out.
Ooh, it's gonna be so good.
Oh my God.
I'm so for it.
I'm gonna hit it up.
First of all, fucking, oh girl. Angelina Jolie's fucking hot as shit. Have you guys seen the chick from, like, on YouTube that, like, did all the plastic surgery to look like Angelina Jolie? Okay, I'm gonna edit a picture in of her. She's gonna be, like, right there. It's real bad. It's real fucking bad. She looks a lot more like the Corpse Bride than she does Angelina Jolie. And I can't wait to show her to you. You're gonna be terrified. It's goddamn atrocious.
Because you can't do Jolie's cheekbones.
Oh, honey, like literally, like the nose, like the skin part of your nose, like before the bone, it's gone. So it's like this weird turn up bone. I don't know. It's terrifying. Ooh. So work real Angelina Jolie. Don't work scary fake Angelina Jolie. Okay, so let's say for blush, I'll use the MAC Duo. All right. So this particular duo is from many, many seasons ago. Child, I can't even remember. It's probably 10 years old. So yeah, it's old as shit. I can't even see the, what's it say? Azalea Be Obsessed. Okay, girl. So anyways, it's like a pinky purpley kind of vibe. It's probably 9 years old, like on the for reals, because I got it when I first started working there. So sometimes I'll put it on with a sponge, sometimes I'll put it on with a brush. I'm going for a more mellow vibe, so I'll do brush.
It Cosmetics has a blush out that's like that right now. That's the only one that I know of.
This is actually called the Stippling Brush, and it's from MAC. The number on it is 186, and they also have a large one that's 188. I think I have it as one. I've got them all, but I don't know where they all are. But yeah, it's a little larger than this. So this one's like kind of smaller. So I use it for my blush right here, and you can do a liquid foundation with this, because a stippling brush is going to be synthetic on top and natural on the bottom. So when you get into it, it'll apply really well for liquids, and if you blend in real hard, it's going to be great for blending powders. So I like to go and roll like real deep with it whenever I'm doing my blush, because it's so good at blending. Gives that like rad airbrush look to it, which is always wanted and needed. Because bitch, like what? You don't want to look airbrushed? Oh, I'm sorry for you. I'm real sorry for you. I'm like, how's that working out for you? I put my blush and my highlight on in a C fashion. So I go around my eyebrow area and my temple and my cheek. And that's where I'll go the heaviest, and then I put a little bitty bit on my, like, the tip of my nose, the tip of my chin, just to look alive, so that way I don't look dead, because I'm so fucking pale.
This is also one of the #1 things that I learned that gave me my leg up on the competition.
Yes, because bitches don't be doing that, so I'm giving you an insider little tip there, guys. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you gotta do that in order to not look dead. If in fact, I don't give a shit if you're fucking Wesley Snipes dark. You gotta do a little bit on your nose, you gotta do a little bit on your chin. It isn't about being fair. It's literally any skin tone. You've gotta look like you have life to you. So
you have to learn how to use the different shades.
Right,
and
yeah.
Them is sometimes
and I'm saying that you've
but...
gotta use a pinky pink. Like, you know, whatever shade works for you, whether it's like a deep tangerine or whether it's like a brick red, what the fuck ever. Just make sure you put heaviest on the eye area and then a little teeny bit anywhere the sun would hit. Because you gotta remember, in order to look natural, you have to have color where the sun hits you. And the sun is gonna hit you at all points that protrude from your face. So tip of your forehead, tip of your nose, tip of your chin, tips of your cheeks. Those are all places that...
I look at it as pre-highlighted.
Yeah, it's pre-highlighted.
But I don't highlight everywhere I put blush.
No,
actually,
me either.
I kind of do, but I just...
Not everywhere.
It was hard.
I don't go as hard. I'll go hardest to my C area.
Yeah.
And depending on if I'm showing collarbones, honey, I'll put blush on them collarbones. And I'll also put highlight on them collarbones. Same as shoulder caps. I'll put a highlight on my shoulder caps. Pretty much anywhere that the sun is going to hit, like that's going to be a focal point, I'll put it on there. And I always start light and then go heavier. Yeah, I love a good collarbone. It's the sexiest shit ever.
That's actually part of like one of my low-key dreams that I don't actually expect to happen, but would be super open to if it did. Was I want to design clothes for guys who like don't have bulk and so need to show off the same thing that women get to show off.
Yeah.
Like, don't have any clothes that fit us. Because I've spent a lot of time shopping on the other side of the store, honey, and let me tell you, they don't have stuff for shoulders. And I was blessed with like broad ones, so...
Well, see, it's strange how it comes to fashion because it is embraced for women to be androgynous and, you know, wear a suit or whatever, but it's just baby steps. They're just not baby stepping into the other side of the aisle for like men to look androgynous and have both sides, you know. So no one is making that like actually a real thing.
I'm actually kind of like shook at how every single thing that you've said since we've, you know, started this video today has been like literally my religion. You're preaching the truths that central truths that I live by.
That's because
and I'm living. That highlight is so freaking gorgeous on you. Oh my god! I'm
telling you,
I wasn't brave enough to buy that one. I'm not gonna lie.
It's my favorite because it's like literally so light, but looks like I don't know, like Android realness.
I wonder if there's anywhere for me to locate one because in the winter
they're still online. They're
seriously?
Colourpop.com.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because on my previous video, whenever I used this, I popped up the how much it is. It's $10 on Colourpop.com. You're welcome, Colourpop. So yeah, like they're still buyable today on Colourpop, just not on anywhere else because they were only there for a featured amount of time. I love
this particular line of highlights because of how like gently and smoothly because okay, so like my goals in makeup like is to be like flawlessly like natural. Like I want to look as untouched as possible, which is the goal.
But completely touched.
I feel like because everything is hidden.
Yeah.
It's a total lie. But this highlight, I love the finish. I love it so much. Like, I don't know what Colourpop did, but they did it.
It's
so
clearly
right.
not a natural highlight. You know what I mean? It's still like you're gonna see it from across the room, and it is gonna change colors like an iridescent pinky purple. But if you're fair complected, then this shade's gonna work for you. I don't care if you're fair complected with black hair, with blonde hair, whatever. Like it's gonna work. I've used it on many different people, and it looks amazeballs. And it's so fucking affordable. It's literally like $10.
Colourpop really comes for these hoes with their prices.
Yeah. I had high expectations for their foundations and that concealer. It's really good for a minute, but then its wear isn't so good, girl. Like, it's length wear. Like, you know...
That's exactly how I feel about the Juvia's Place one. All of these women are coming in because they've heard about its shade range and they've heard about its coverage and they just don't know that it's not for the wear. It's for the picture.
It's not for longevity.
And then you take it off.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm using setting spray, and it's the same one as last time, which is going to be the Morphe setting spray, which is a continuous setting mist, so I don't have to pump at it. I just put my finger down and spray on it. I could be an extra bitch and use my all-nighter spray. Yes, that says my motherfucking name on it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. You're a queen. You have a day in England and you have...
But I'm not going to be that extra today. I'm just going to work this. So yeah, that smells like strawberries because I'm that bitch. Oh, it feels so good.
These are literally the same two setting sprays that I use. Like I'm floored. I'm
so fucking good. Oh, you want some? Bitch spray.
I actually don't like what that smells like.
Oh my god, you're crazy. Oh, yes. But yeah, as you can see, it has a black top because sometimes these come a little bunk, like the fucking things won't work. So if in fact that occurs, you can always take your top off your other one, which is my black one, and I just popped it on. It works fine.
I don't know if this is something that I'm allowed to say, so high-key edit out if not, but like that smells to me kind of like sugar-coated crystallized cooch, and I can't get behind it. It's too much.
It smells like strippers.
Oh my god, yes! It smells like your name is literally candy.
As an ex-stripper, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of my 20s.
Oh my god, I live.
So yeah, that's probably why I like it so much.
It's probably why Jeffrey needed it out there.
Right? No shit.
Representing.
That's super funny. Okay, so speaking of Jeffrey, why don't we use one of his palettes? What do I want to use? I used that one last time, so I'll use the Blue Bud palette this time. And I'm not going to go crazy with anything like an insane color. I'm just going to do like maybe one shade, and I'll probably do like a taupey kind of shade. And the good thing about all of Jeffree's palettes is they literally have nudes and extreme colors in the mix. So you could do either a day look or a night look with each palette. So I like a little variety in my life, so I'm down with that. Like, I am not exactly the bitch that wears a lot of blues, but I'm a collector hoe, so I'm gonna buy it.
Same.
Whatevs. So yeah, I'll probably just, let's see, I'll grab this guy. Use a little Morphe blending brush. I believe he's a, yep, M573. So let's see what I wanna do. First I'll do like a wealthy, oh no. First I'll do probably Untouchable. So I'll do Untouchable first. It's like kind of a light pinky kind of color. And I always like to set my face before I put on my eyeshadow and before I put on my mascara or eyeliner, because I don't want little black dots all over my skin because my lashes are kind of longer on the bottom than they are on the top, so I'll end up with like little black dots. And unless I'm wearing a waterproof mascara, that's gonna fucking happen every single time. So I'm like, you know what? How about I just go ahead and set my foundation before I do all that bullshit as to prevent such measures. Alright, now if you're like me and you're lazy, you're from Lazy Bitch Island, and you don't want to go through using 845 different fucking brushes for one goddamn eye look, start with your lightest color, and then go to dark, and then you can use the same fucking brush.
And then you only clean one.
Yeah, then you only gotta clean one.
I'm that extra though. I use a minimum of like probably 6 to 8 per look that
depending on the look that I do, yeah. But if I'm just going for like an average, like,
true,
like just day look, like literally I'm gonna wear 2 shades and I'm not going into it like fucking Grammy style, then yeah, I'll use a shitload of brushes, but I'll just use one if I'm just doing something simple.
I don't know if part of the reason why I feel so pressured to go so hard every single time is because, like, I know that there are gays in Memphis who will like wear their face out, but most of them are in Midtown and they never venture out. Like, I'm the only one
they sure as shit ain't in Germantown, honey.
Ever, just like walking the mall or like, you know, showing up like running errands or whatever. Yeah. And so, but I feel like because of that,
and
like,
an Exxon, a Germantown
the pressure is on to be like,
to like fucking go all out because you're the one out of the circle. Like the safe circle.
Where are they?
Midtown is our safe circle, by the way, just so everybody knows, my viewers that aren't from Memphis. There's a little area of town which is like the fun creative art area, and that's called Midtown. And that's where, you know, anybody that wants to like express themselves loudly can do so without, you know, usually getting any judgment, usually. So it's a lot more common in those areas, and where he's from, it's way far out of there. So it's like in a whole nother part of town with, you know, little soccer moms and you know, dickhead guys in suits and real big trucks, and here he is, you know, showing up with his fierce ass face and beat to the fucking ceiling.
Oh, God.
So yeah, I can completely understand why you'd be like, I need to be super fucking extra because I'm representing for, you know.
Because they can be pissed about it, but they are not going to come for any of me. I have to, I'm untouchable.
Yes, no ma'am. So the next shade I'm going to rock is called Celebrity Skin, and it's right there where my thumb is, and it's like a nice neutral taupe. I'm going to rock that in my crease. It's going to be my dark shade. And then with a whole nother brush, a smaller brush, after I do my brows, I'll do my brow highlight and my inner corner highlight. And maybe, if I'm feeling sassy, I'll do a top of the lid highlight. I don't know. We'll see. And I always go underneath my lash line on the bottom a little bit, just because I'm weird like that, so I'll rock a check mark all the time. I'll go up on the top in my crease, and then I'll go a little bitty bit down here on the bottom, like a little check mark, depending on the look. But if I'm just doing like a casual look, because I have small ass eyes, so I try to enlarge that shit.
One of my favorite things to do when I'm putting my eyes on is like playing around with the under eyes.
Yeah.
And so I've like been exploring lately like how far down I bring the color.
Or you could like how far you could smoke it the fuck out. Or you could use many different shades under there. Like you can start like and then.
Because I like the way you've got it right now because it's like rounding your eye out and really giving you this like soft like blushed out kind of feeling.
Yeah, like dusty. Like
yes.
And
it's
then,
like the whole dusty rose.
Yeah,
like,
and then once everything's on, it'll actually like widen them, open them up so that way they look larger. Because
which when I'm not relying on a wing instead of a regular lash, I need to use more of because one of the things that I don't like about my eyes is like how they close down out here.
Oh, you think you have downward turn eyes? Because you don't?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I have to use a big lash to like pull them back out, which is part of why like I feel called to doing drag because like then I'll have like massive eyes. But I don't know.
Well, you can have a beat face and, you know, be creative with makeup without doing drag. Yeah.
I see.
So you can do like, you know, full on drag makeup but have a fucking beard and look hot as shit. Like I've seen dudes do that, it looks so good. And I'm like, oh bitch, you have a 5 o'clock shadow and you have a full fucking eye on and it looks really good and I'm strangely turned on. I don't know what's wrong with me. Am I gay? Do I like girls? So, but no, I'm not. I'm not gay at all. I just like talent. Shit's turn on. So yeah.
You're a, what's it, sapiosexual?
Yes. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, so yeah, so now my next step is going to be my brow. I know it seems kind of odd. Everybody's got their own like steps of how they are comfortable doing their face. I like to do my brow kind of in the middle of my eye, like the timing. I kind of like to do it in the middle of my eye because I prefer to highlight my brow after I do my actual, like my brow line after I cut my brow in. So in order for me to be able to do that, I gotta cut my brow in. So I gotta do my brows before I do that. So that's why I do it in the middle. So we'll do that now. And last video, I used the all moleskin and a wet 266 brush as my brow. So I think I'm gonna do something a little different this time. I think I'm just gonna do a regular Anastasia brow pencil. And this is gonna be a little more, like a little harsher. I'm not harsh as in a bad thing, but like, I don't know, pigmented, a little more pigmented than just a basic powder. So it's gonna go on a little more unforgiving. So if you mess up real bad, it's gonna look a lot worse than if you messed up with powder, but that's okay because that's what cutting your brows out is for. Like after the fact, you use a concealer and go in and cut all those mistakes out. So even if you accidentally slam it down your, you know, eyeball, you could fix it. So it's not a big thing. Like you gotta clean your whole face off and restart, which I've seen bitches have to do that. And I'm like, but girl, you didn't have to do that. But girl. Oh. But yeah, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. Like how do you do your brows?
I actually have also corrected multiple mistakes after I will accidentally gash a product, either like from my eye makeup or my brow somewhere else, and had to correct that. That was a skill that I've worked on. But I actually do them this way. I just spend a really long time trying to soften them because I like the natural look. Mm-hmm. But I was definitely resonating with what you just said because it is a little bit harsh.
Yeah, these are like it's more like X-Acto, where whenever you wet a powder, it's gonna go on, when it first goes on, because it's wet, it's gonna look real dark, but when it dries super soft, and after you take the brush and brush your brow out, it becomes really soft, you know, where it'll fade. And you know, I like a taper brow, which means it goes from like light, almost invisible, into a darker brow, as opposed to people that like to like, you know, individually do the hairs, or if they like, you know, a more bold brow or like a pinup brow. That's just, you know, I love it, but just for my everyday look, it's just easier for me to do a fade, like a little, like an ombre brow. So I tend to do the powder because it's easier to fade than this guy. But this guy's waterproof. So if in fact, you know, you live in an area like Seattle where it rains a lot, then I suggest doing this, because if you rock a powder, then bitch, I hope you're wearing a hat. Because your brows are gonna be on your chin. And it's gonna be real sad, so.
I would just turn mine around. If it rained on me, I would fall apart right now. I'm not wearing enough setting spray. I pull for a bolder brow, obviously.
Well, as do I normally. But we'll see. Sometimes I go really wide with them. And just because I still have brow hair doesn't mean I can't make them 17 times wider than what I already have. That makes no difference whatsoever. Nor does it matter if you don't have any brows at all. Like, you could completely draw on a whole new brow altogether. Or if I felt fucking froggy, I could take some goddamn what is it, Elmer's glue, fucking glue these bitches down and create a whole new motherfucking brow, like completely. I could put them on my fucking forehead and be divine. But it all depends on what you want to do. Like, you know, nothing's gonna stop your creativity. Get in there and play with it. That's how I learned to do anything. Just get in there and, you know what, I'm just gonna fuck around with my brows for like 3 hours. YOLO.
True.
And I'm probably gonna fast forward through all this shit. Anytime I do my brows, I fast forward through because I get real quiet because I gotta concentrate.
Yeah. I'm just paying attention to how you're pulling your ombre. Because I also like brows that fade, except...
Well, I'm gonna use the brush for that. Like, once it's on...
See, you soften it up? That's how I do it too.
I go in and I go like that. And that's how I'll fade it in like that. And I didn't fuck that one up, surprisingly, but I'll probably fuck this one up because I always fuck up my left brow for some reason. The left side of my face is such a struggle, and whether it's my eyeliner or...
They always say, like, it's okay to have sisters, not twins, but I'm like, but twins is what we aim for, so...
I have come to the conclusion I'm okay with sisters, so I know I'm never going to have twins unless I shave them.
I'm approaching that conclusion because aiming for twins is so much work every single time.
Well, it makes it to where you're a nervous wreck if you fuck them up or if they're not right or whatever, then you end up late for goddamn work or late for a date or fucking get to work and you feel shattered because you're like, oh my god, my brows look like shit.
My life.
Yes. So yeah,
oh,
I just don't need that negativity in my life, guys. You know, I'm okay with.
Especially not when it's rooted in you.
Right. So always remember, you can always put more on, but it's extremely hard to take it off. So I always go very light with my first wipes and my second swipes, and you know, that way I can build it instead of going real fucking hard the first time and be like, ow, my god, I've got Groucho Marx brows and I don't know how to fix them. So yeah, it's a lot easier to put on than it is to take off, so go soft-handed.
Every single thing that you say is exactly what I tell my woman in Holta all day long, every day.
Good. These bitches need to learn from your knowledge.
I always tell them, I'm like, use less and build. Start soft and build. Gentle and build.
And they're like, but I like a heavy beat. And I'm like, well, you can do a heavy beat, girl. Just build it to heavy. Don't just slam fucking heavy right, like, whoa. Like, you just got hit in the face with a Mack truck.
Heavy can mean lots of products, not necessarily lots of one product.
Yeah, all at once.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no ma'am. Also, for some reason, I like to give my brows up here like little points, even though they're not naturally like that. So I think it's because when I went to Mac training, they were like, oh, there are many different brow shapes, blah, 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 blah. And for instance, like Piper, for example, she's got the Joan Crawford brow. And I was like, what? Like, I have fucking mommy dearest brows? I was so fucking butthurt about that. And they meant it as like a total compliment, like a compliment, like I had like nice thick brows or whatever. I was like, no, I was so shattered. And they're like the perfect like little rainbow arches. And I was like, fuck that, I'm changing them. So now they always have like a little corner because I'll be goddamned if I'm not telling Christina to, you know, I'm not mad at her, I'm mad at the dirt, whatever, not today. I was so butthurt about that. I was like, fucking Joan Crawford.
I used to have like really pointed arches, and in literally the last month of my life I've started pushing for a rounder one.
Yeah, I go in and out of phases.
Which here in your mirror, this one looks rounder than that one does, but...
No, well, maybe to you.
I'm really...
Because everybody's, you know, super critical of themselves, but I don't see it, but yeah.
I live with that.
We are all our own worst enemies. Okay, so as you can see, this one's a little heavier than that one, but I can chill that out with the brush and with my cut, so that's what we'll be doing now. Now, as to not just put more of the color on, always wipe your brush off, whatever you may be brushing, whatever spoolie you may be using. Like, I know chicks that go and like get tester spoolies from the mall, like from the mascara department, and use those like clean ones every day, and they're fucking free. You should totally do that. But I like this one in particular because they're real soft, so I like a softer spoolie. But if you're on that budget, girl, go get them freebies. You can go to the mall, like literally, you can go to any Macy's, any Dillard's.
And I'm always going to be a slut for a good Anastasia brow pencil, but like NYX does make...
NYX makes great.
Like they make pretty
I like they actually have a tube of like liquid brow gel that's like amazing.
And I've used their brow mascara as well, but the brush is too big. Like,
yeah, it's like huge.
It's like, I will use the rest of their brow products. And they have a new one that has like a little brush on one end.
Oh yeah.
It's not like a spoolie, it's like a tiny little actual
like
brush.
a little bitty brush.
Yeah. That one's adorable. I don't know if it works. I haven't used it.
I don't know.
Maybe one of these days.
I don't know if it is functional at all, but it's real cute.
NYX has always had a part of my heart because like they actually have like life and creativity about them.
Yeah.
They're not just like your L'Oreal or Revlon.
And they don't animal test.
They're here for the artists. Truth.
This is why I get so butthurt about lots of things that are made by Estee Lauder, which, by the way, MAC is made by Estee Lauder, because Estee Lauder still does animal testing, and I'm strongly fucking against that because I love the little puppies and doggies and turtles and whatever the shit. They're adorable. We're all about the animals.
They're small and need protection.
Yeah, I don't need them getting a rash because somebody needs to have good brows. Like, you know what I mean? No. So that's shitty, and I don't want that in their lives. So they need to fucking get their shit together. And, you know, I mean, there's hella people that would volunteer for testing. I would. I'd be like, I'll go test for whatever, you know, sit in a chair for a week and whatever.
But you gotta say about it.
Yeah. This burns. Ow. All right, now I'm going to cut out my brow because after I've applied, I'm going to edge it out with a concealer, which is going to be, I believe it's NW15. Yeah, it's NW15, just the normal... the Studio Finish concealer from MAC, and I'm going to be using a Chanel eyeliner brush, and as you can see, it's very, very small tipped, and the little tip that it does have is very stiff, so it's easy to edge out. And I'm just going to literally put lines of concealer underneath my brows. Some girls like to do the top as well. I don't like to do the top because then it looks weird to me. I don't know, I'm just weird. It looks like I don't know, it's weird.
I feel like it pulls it more towards artwork and less like natural.
Correct. And I
always will take the spoolie end of my brow pencil and brush the top edge of my brow gently into the foundation around it because I want it to look blurred out and softer.
Just the top though. But yeah, I'm saying, hey, and if you like the edge out the top, you do you, girl, and for that. But just me personally, it's not my thing.
I feel like it definitely works better if you have actually like natural thicker brows the way I do.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I pull for that. Because I don't want a thick brow. I don't want a James Charles in the beginning of his career brow.
Girl, what was that?
Oh my god.
Fucking Lego brow.
I used to look at them and just literally like cackle.
Like Lego, they look like black Legos on his face.
They were thick.
Uh-huh. They were as big as his fucking ego. And that's real fucking big. That's for fucking sure. Alright, so I just take the concealer and put it on, as you can see, and I'll do the other side, and then I will blend that out. And as you can see, it is like, you know, on top of that, the eyeshadow I put on earlier, but that's okay because I'm going to go in with a highlight and blend all that in together. And I'm going to use the highlight color as my setting powder for my cut crease here. And it all depends on like if you want to go up in the middle. Some people like to go up in the middle and do that, but I prefer like the fade kind of ombre brow, so I don't go up and cut the middle part. If you like a more defined brow, like Chaz here has a more defined brow, so he could actually go in the middle and do that cut if he wanted to. I personally just don't like to do that because I like more of like a dusty fade into the middle, just obliterating into nothingness, as opposed to like having a line. So I don't go up with my cut. That's just me. And I'm just gonna fade that sucker out. And now lots of people will use a brush for this. I just use my fingers. Yeah, because like, you know.
Every single thing.
I just use my fingers because it's just easier that way and I'm a little more in control of it.
Fingers are literally the best blending tools that exist, and they're just literally on our hands.
Right there. Right there, you're born with them. How much do they cost? They're free.
They need to make like...
On YouTube, I saw this chick that has no arms. She was doing her makeup, and this bitch was so creative. She would blend with her big toe. I was like,
what?
Bitch better work! Bitch better work! You cannot...
Coming for our lives with her big toe?
So you cannot... even come at me with, oh, I just can't blend. Well, honey, this bitch figured it out with her fucking foot. So, I mean, that's why I have to think about it. If I'm at home and I'm having a hard day and I'm just like, man, I can't get this goddamn blend right. Well, hey, fucking Gupta in fucking India can fucking blend with her goddamn toe and it looks amazing. So I need to get my shit together, because if she can fucking do it with her goddamn right foot, then what's my problem? I've got like 2 other limbs. Like, what? I have no excuse. So yeah, like, you just gotta, you know, make it work. And everybody's gonna have bad days where your shit doesn't feel like it's working. Just remember, oh girl, at least you have your arms.
I use my fingers for a lot of, like...
Me too.
Probably like at least 50% of my process of my complexion.
Me too. All right. And all of my skincare I apply with my hands. I like to feel things. And on one hand, I understand that yes, that is absorbing into your hand skin. And to save money, you're supposed to use a synthetic brush or whatever, because it will, honey, it's getting in that brush too. So, I mean, like, there is a pro and con to literally everything you could throw out. You could have a pro and con about the brushes. You could have pros and cons about your hands absorbing things. You know what I mean? It's all about what you prefer. And personally, fuck it, I'll buy more, because I feel like it feels good on my hands. Like, I feel like I can feel it going on correctly. I can feel its tackiness and know that it's sticky and it's gonna work. So that's just me. So I do things with my hands when other people are like, oh, I'm gonna try that with a brush. Whatever. Like I said, what may be good for me may not be for you. Whatever, it's cool. So I'm gonna use a little point brush, and that's going to be for my highlight. And I will blend it out with a different brush, but I like to use these little guys in order, like, you know, I have a MAC one too, wherever it's at. But they're like a little smaller and rounder on the tip, so that way I can get in that area right here and like literally put right where I need it. And I'm not gonna use a swiping motion because I'm trying to set it in, so I'm gonna pat it in. And basically it's just a lighter tone than my skin color, and that's gonna be like my highlight. And once I've patted it on, then I can go through and swipe. So now I'm gonna set my other eye. And I haven't decided if I wanna do the same shade for my inner corners or if I wanna get Sassy Bitch Island about it. I think I'm probably just gonna do my normal, this normal vibe, because it's like so easy.
Do you have any plans for tonight?
Fuck no.
No.
Sit on my ass, watch some TV. I gotta be at work mad early.
How early do you work?
I think I gotta be there at 8 a.m. So yeah, I know. I gotta be up by like 6.
I always was a morning person, but I like to be a morning person with my process getting ready with myself in the morning. Like, I don't like to be at work too early.
I know. I also have to totally get my shit together. When I get to work, I gotta get there earlier so I can just sit in the car and be like, oh fuck. Okay, I'm about to go in. There's gonna be assholes. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Okay. Like, I have to like get my chi together. I have to harness it. Because if I just roll in there like cold, like not warmed up to the idea of work, then it's gonna be a bad day.
I play power music.
Yeah, right?
Drown out the bad vibes.
Get fucking ready. Put some Lizzo on. Get prepared for life. All right, now I'm gonna get like a little bit of a larger brush with nothing on it, and I'm just gonna blend both of these together. Because if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, boys and girls. Once you think you've done enough blending, blend for about another 5 fucking minutes, because you haven't done enough blending. If I can see where one color stops and one color starts, then that's a fucking problem. I want it to look like a fucking sunset. I don't want to know, oh, I have blue here and I have green there. Unless you're doing a cut crease and that's on purpose. Like, if you're doing some artistic shit, then word up. But if you're just doing a normal daily look and you want your eyes to not look like, you know, a 4th grader did it with some crayons, then you're gonna want to make sure you blend really well. And that's what I'm doing. Because I'm not going for anything dramatic. This is like basically supposed to look as nude as humanly fucking possible, but was still giving me a little life. All right, so that's that. I'll do some eyeliner since I didn't do eyeliner last time. I could do an eyeliner cheat. Should we do an eyeliner cheat where I use tape?
Sure, because I have only experienced that so much. Okay, so
lots of people can't do cat eyeliner. They're like, oh, my hands are too shaky, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm the shakiest bitch on the planet. I'm like a fucking chihuahua. I'm like, meh. So all my life I've had to work with this struggle, and I was like, you know what, I bet would work? Some fucking basic ass tape. Just like tape you could put together a present with. Just basic ass tape, honey. Fucking tape. And you take a little strip, and you take the side that's not stuck to your finger and you put it diagonally where you would put your liner. And then what you'll do is you'll literally paint over it. So that way you can't fuck up. It's impossible. It's beautiful. It's like an amazing trick. So what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll put it right there. And don't press down this whole part because you don't want it to take your highlighter off. You're only pressing down the part that's the line you're gonna stick or you're gonna put any ink on. Then you take your liquid liner. And I'm not sure if this actually works with like a crayon liner, but I know it fucking works for liquid. And you're just gonna go over. And literally looks a hot ass mess, but guess what? Boop! Perfect! Yes, bitch, work!
That was impressive.
Yeah, and it's like so easy. It's like literally so easy. But there's a trick. If you leave it on too long, it'll bleed into the tape. So you gotta go real fast with it. Oh. So that's why I didn't do my whole eye. I went ahead and did that little corner that I knew I needed to do and whip the tape off, and I can do the rest of my eye, you know, on my own. So do it real quick and get that tape off so that way it doesn't bleed underneath the tape, and you're good. And it's like super duper helpful, especially if you're like in a hurry, even if you're good at your liner. If you're just in a hurry, that's so damn quick, like boom, I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? So it just depends. And also this eye over here is lazier than this eye. So I have to go at my, it's so frustrating. Like I showed this to him at work one day. I have to like kind of do like a check mark kind of thing. So that way when my eyes open, it looks like it's one line, but if you close it, it's like a line, then it checks down, and then it's a line because this eye is lazier than that one. So, honey,
it's like a lightning bolt liner.
Yeah, exactly. But this one's fine. This one's like totally normal. I can just do a straight line and it's a straight line. But this one is the complicated bitch, and she's high maintenance, so I've got to come at her a little differently than the other one.
It's my right eye. She comes down too low.
So, you know, I'm not going to hate on her and be like, thanks, DNA. Instead, I'm going to be like, oh, well, so you have a little personality. We'll just give you a little, you know, kind of a little different.
That was so Bob Ross.
Everything's great. Everything's positive in its own way. So let me get some tape out because we're going to do the same thing we did with the other eye. Now remember, we're doing it real fast. So we'll get it on there, and then we'll press down just the corner that you're putting the goo on, your liner on. Liner. And I'm using the Better Than Sex liner. It's like a pen. You gotta shake it up. Lots of people love this stuff. Lots of people hate it. It's literally a matter of preference. I've had pens that sucked real bad, and I've had some that really, really were awesome. So it's like the brand fucks up by not making them consistently good. But when you get a good one, it's the fucking best. It just sucks that you gotta like take that risk. Okay, off it comes. Boop. All right. Okay, and I'm just sticking it over here to get out of the way. So as you can see, I got that going on. Now what's probably gonna happen is I'm gonna draw this over and it's gonna look a little wonk, or it may work out perfectly, who knows. But 9 times out of 10, it looks wonk and I have to do the check mark fix. So we'll see what's gonna happen. I don't know. I still feel like that one looks different than that one. I'm so weird. I don't know. I'm so extra about my own face. Oh my God.
You can't even tell that I did my liner, which I'm semi-okay with because my lashes are big enough to hide them. But
no, I like a subtle liner. You should always do a subtle liner with lashes. Even when I'm like,
if you pull it out too far or you make it too thick, then it drowns out your lashes.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. What's the fucking point of wearing lashes? Which is why I never
wear a liner when I'm just only wearing mascara, because then it hides my lashes.
Exactly. You don't want to do that.
But I also like this method because you can just get it far enough out to highlight where your lashes would be, but you don't have to draw it all the way.
Right. You don't have to go ham with it. Yeah.
To kill.
You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to do the dagger. You can just like
sharp enough to cut an apple.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's apple day. Sometimes you're not trying to mass murder. Sometimes you just want to eat some fruit. Just calm down. Have a nice little lash line. Also, because I'm going for a simple, easy day look, I'm not going all the way in with my liner. As you can see, I stop at the iris of my eye. So I'll go with the wing, and then I'll go to the middle of my eye, and that will be the thinnest point, and I will stop. I won't go all the way in because I don't want it to look like a night look or anything darker than it should be. Also, throughout the day, you're usually sweating more than you are at night, and you're usually more active, and that will cause the inner areas to run, and you'll get that horrible, like, black eye booger situation. All right, so now I'm gonna do mascara and a lip, and I'm done. Basically, I'm going to put on a primer. So I love the Subversion primer from Urban Decay, so that's what I'm gonna be rocking, and I'm gonna do a super thickening self-curling lash by Too Faced called Damn Girl. So it's in like this shiny little, usually they're bigger, but I got a smaller one because I was trying it out. It's my first time using it, so I got the small one. So let's apply that. And then after I do my lashes and my lip, a bitch is done. I like to go really heavy with my primers because even though Too Faced mascara starts out bomb.com, if you don't go heavy with your primer, it will be a flaky ass mess all over your face in like 3 hours.
I don't know why their mascaras are like that.
So a primer, and you know, you can use literally any brand, whatever brand you particularly like. I like this one by Urban Decay. We'll keep it on and keep it in check all day. So that way you don't end up looking like it's snowing black flakes all over your face. Because that's a bummer. No one wants that.
I'm impressed with the way this mascara primer looks like it's performing. I also like the brush. I recently converted to using Perversion mascara myself because I love the way the brush tears through clumps. And
yeah, it literally does. And it'll spread it out.
It's like a spidery, lacy, feathery, natural, but still thickened and full.
But still, yeah.
I love it. But it's only since they redid the formula that I've been impressed.
Yeah, I do like that brush. I didn't use the old formula, so I don't know how the old formula like performed. I'm glad I didn't. Sounds like it was shitty. All right, now lots of people have issues with the Too Faced Better Than Sex and the Damn Gore brushes because they're like real hard for like hooded eyes and real hard for like if you have small lashes.
And gigantic. They're
fucking huge. Like this brush itself is fat and giant. So like I've said before, when it comes to doing your brows, you can go get spoolies, literally tester spoolies anywhere, and just fucking use those and put them in here. Because the product is what matters. Literally the brush is secondary when it comes to your lashes. So like, yeah, some brushes do rule and will spread you out, but then again, some will inhibit you to where you can't even use the goddamn product because they're so ridiculously huge. So if you do have a hooded eye or something like that and you want to use the mascara anyway, just go get you a spoolie and you'll be able to rock it out. And I do a twisting motion when I apply. That'll cover the top and the bottom part of the lash. So that way, you know, like this part isn't black and then you look down and there's like a white ring and like, what the fuck?
Success.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm impressed that you're working that massive brush with such skill.
This thing's fucking giant. It's like a Mack truck on my eyeball. It's like, it's a pushy fucking top. This right here is a pushy top. Calm down. Don't be so mean about it. Just calm down. We're gonna do it your way. Just calm down. What kind of lip you think you should do? It's like a basic nude.
I always act like I'm gonna go basic nude, and today my lip's kind of worn off. But
it's still like a vibe of nude. It's not like a fucking purple or anything.
But I feel like usually I'll go high impact.
But it's way glossy. You're rocking a super gloss. I prefer a matte.
I don't know how to make matte lipsticks be comfortable, so if you
they are uncomfortable. I have to overly exfoliate my lips like on the daily in order for them not to be a peely mess, like you know, because they will literally make my lips flake if I don't do that.
Lips are sensitive.
I also use my foundation as a primer, so I'll put on my foundation on my lips as well, so that way it gives it like a little barrier in between my lip and my actual lip, my
never used
lip
a
color.
Lip primer.
Yeah, I've never used a lip primer, like a specific lip primer.
You just prime.
Yeah, I just use my foundation, which seems to work. But I gotta fucking exfoliate, because if I don't, I'll look like a hot ass mess.
Do you use Jeffree Star scrubs, or do you use something else?
I use a combination of things. Sometimes I make my own, just out of my own, like just a jar of sugar and like some lip silicone. Like literally, I just use my own.
I use Tarts.
Because, you know, sometimes the free way is the best way. Alrighty, so now I'm going to do a lip. And because I use the shade Celebrity Skin in my eye, I'll go ahead and use that lip by Jeffree Star. It's called Celebrity Skin and it's flawless. Let me find it. No, that's Daddy. Oh, not Daddy. There we go. Boo, 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 boo. It's just a nice basic nude. It is matte, but it does go on very opaque, but very liquidy. So it's gonna feel like, it's gonna look like it's really creamy, but it's not. It's like liquidy, but very opaque, and then it dries matte. And it smells like licorice.
Do all of them smell like licorice?
No, they all smell different. Oh. But none of them smell like strawberries. None of them smell like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, different shades smell different.
So is this basically like the stepped up, like Dreamland version of Liquid Suede by NYX?
Kind of, yeah. Like, yeah.
Because I feel like velour is like expensive.
It's more like
suede.
lip lingerie, actually.
Ah.
It has better wear, like it wears longer, but it's like the same opacity, like
falls apart.
Yeah. This you can straight up eat a Greek salad, and it's gonna stay there.
Holy cow!
Yeah, you can hit it with oil and everything, and it's still gonna stay. I gotta get on this teeth though. And I like to overdraw my lips because for some reason my left lip side is a different shape than my right lip side, so I tend to overdraw so that way they're either equal. That's just me. So I'll go over it a bunch of times, and that's another good thing about Jeffree's lips is they're so thin that you could actually do a bunch of coats and it's not going to feel gunky on your mouth. Alright dudes, so thank you again for hanging out with me and Chaz here with the Get Ready With Me. And until next week guys, peace out!
Bye!